One of the more requested tools for this Tool Talk segment has been my Festool Domino. This is the Domino DF500Q. That's the smaller of the two, and it does everything that the larger XL version does, but smaller scale. So this makes mortises. That's all it does. It makes mortises on two pieces that you connect with a floating tenon. Whether you purchase or make your own floating tenon stock, doesn't matter. So for an example, two mortises were cut into this piece, two mortises were cut into this piece, which I don't know why, but I glued some tenons into. So there is a 10 millimeter by 50 millimeter floating tenon glued into both of these. And then of course you can glue this joint together and create a really strong mortise and tenon joint. So you can change the number of mortises to match the amount of material you're working with. So in this case, it makes sense to use two. If you're using a larger material, such as a 2x6, this has got four mortises, four floating tenons, and the resulting joint is nice and strong when glued together. So it's a very fast way to make mortise and tenon joints by simply cutting mortises in which you insert floating tenons. What I like, what I don't like, and what I buy it again. What I would like about this thing, it's extremely fast. It's on par with pocket holes. It's so fast to use. The only advantage I would give pocket holes as far as speed goes is you don't have to clamp the material together as the glue dries. Here you do, but it's just so fast, you know. It's precise. The mortises that are cut the same size every time. It's very precise. It's easy to use. That's what I really like about it. There's the fence height adjustment is easy to use. The fence angle adjustment is easy to use. And it's got different plunge depths, which are easy to change. I really like that the fence is angled, similar to a biscuit jointer. You can cut perpendicular into a workpiece, or into the side of a workpiece. You can cut, say, well, any angle, but if you're cutting into a miter to make a mortise and tenon joint in a miter joint, and then also if you wanted to plunge down into the top of a workpiece, such as a side panel for like a bookcase. You're attaching bookshelves to a bookcase side. You can do that. It's very easy to do. Oh, what else do I have on here? What I like about it, it's got different size bits you can use. This particular machine has the 10, 8, 6, 5, and 4 millimeter bits that are capable with are compatible with this machine, so you can cut different size mortises for different size material thicknesses. The dust collection is really great. It's flawless dust collection. You have to have dust collection to run this machine. It doesn't have to be a Festool vacuum. You could use a regular shop vac to run it. And something else I like about it is you could use it somewhat like a biscuit jointer. So if you wanted to join these two boards on their sides, similar to like you're gluing up a panel for a tabletop or something, you can use the Domino as a biscuit jointer, basically, so that when you reference off the fence here and plunge into this piece and do the same thing onto this piece, you're referencing off the top surface every time. So when you stick a Domino in between the two pieces, or floating tenon stock, whatever you want to call it, in between the two pieces, the height of the mortise is referenced off the top surface. So when these two pieces go together, it's just like a biscuit joint to keep the top surfaces aligned. So those are a couple things that I really like about it. Something I'm neutral on is the cost of these dominoes. Yes, you can make your own stock, and if you have access to hardwoods and the time that you can justify it being cheaper that way, and a better route for you, then go ahead and do that. I would just like to purchase these things, and I'm not going to say that these are super cheap, but I'm not going to say that they're super expensive either. I always buy all of my hardware, my screws, my nails, any of that stuff. I always buy it in bulk somewhat because I know I'm going to be using it, and you get a better deal on it per unit. So when I purchase these in bulk, it's not really that expensive. I'm not going to consider it expensive, but I'm not going to consider it super cheap either. So I guess neutral on the cost of these if you want to purchase them. Two things I dislike about this. It's obviously it's expensive. This machine is like $1,000. It's crazy expensive. That can be justified depending on how you use it. If you are an on-site contractor or just do production work or make your living working with tools, then it could probably be easily justified. Whether it is for you or not, I don't know, and honestly I don't really care if you do or do not buy it. I've got nothing to gain whether you do or do not buy it. So that's the one thing I dislike. It's expensive, and the only other dislike I have with this, I wish that all the bits came with it. You would think that spending $1,000 on a machine, they'd give you a pack of their little cutting bits to go with it, but they don't. They give you one bit and you have to purchase the cutting bits. That's kind of crappy. But so would I buy it again? Absolutely. I really like this. It makes very fast work of mortise and tenon joinery. Anyone who's cut mortise and tenon joinery knows that it can be a very involved process if you make it to be, and this makes it extremely, extremely fast. Would I buy it again? Yes. If somebody offered me the amount of money that I have invested in it, I would say keep the money. I would rather have the machine and the tools, or the machine to use. I really like it. Just how fast is it? I'll cut a couple really quick. So let's see, this has already been joined this way. I will cut two to make it join up here on the top. So really fast as demonstration. I'll put two of these on top to determine where I need to make reference marks, same way you would a biscuit jointer. And let's cut these really quick. All right, so 4 mortises cut really fast, and 2 floating tenons. So there you go. It's pretty fast to make a double mortise and tenon joint. Not many machines can do it that fast. When I purchased this, I boiled it down to this versus the metal panto router. I was kind of on the edge of which one to get, and I chose this one because I prefer most of the time to bring the tool to the workpiece rather than take the workpiece to the tool. So I chose this route. I'm really glad that I have this machine now. However, I still want to get the metal panto router. That's a very versatile machine and just a very versatile machine. So anyway, hope this helps. Whether or not you purchase it, honestly, like I said, I don't care. I've got nothing to gain or lose whether or not you do, and that's a decision you need to make. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys found this useful. You guys take care and have a great day.